ito palang rally na naka-schedule na gagawin ng Iglesia ni Cristo laban sa impeachment ni VP Sara, pinag-uusapan ng foreign media. Sikat na sikat po, inaabangan din sa buong mundo at binabalita. Sikat na sikat po si VP Sara at ang Iglesia ni Cristo rally. I-share ko sa inyo ang isa kong napanood, yung sa India, yung Wayon. Ang Wayon has 9.33 million subscribers sa YouTube. Isa po ito sa patas ang reporting na media. Una kong napanood ang Wayon nung simula ng giyera sa Ukraine. Ang ganda ng pagre-report niya, wala siyang pinapanigan. Ganito rin ito, itong Wayon sa India. Ang ganda ng reporting niya, kompleto ng detalye. Wala siyang pinapanigan, Marcos man o Duterte, ang katotohanan lang ang naipapahayag. Okay. So, pakinggan natin ang balitang ito sa India.
A few weeks ago, we told you about the political turmoil in the Philippines triggered by the widening rift between the Vice President, Sara Duterte, and the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Mabantayan nyo ha. Inuna pa niyang binanggit ang pangalan ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Dapat, mas mauna yung presidente yung panggitin dahil dapat pinakasikat ang presidente. Kaya lang, kapansin-pansin, the widening rift between Vice President Sara Duterte. So, natatabunan ni VP Sara si PBBM sa foreign news. Kasi si VP Sara ang gumagawa ng news eh.
Remember, the Vice President had said that she had hired a hitman to kill the President, his wife, and the lower house speaker in the event that she herself were killed. The power struggle has continued, and now an influential church in the country, known for its disciplined block voting that can swing the voters, has reportedly decided to oppose impeachment efforts against Duterte. Let's break it down for you. The Iglesia Ni Cristo, or INC, which was founded 110 years ago and boasts over 2.8 million members, announced plans for a peaceful protest through its media networks on December 4. According to a report by the South China Morning Post, the church has said that it plans to support the opinion of President Marcos Jr. that opposes an impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte, quote-unquote. Just last month, impeachment complaints were filed by progressive groups in the House of Representatives against Duterte following her explosive accusations of incompetence against Marcos Jr. Not just that, the complaint was also filed over her controversial admission of hiring an assassin to avenge her death should she be killed. However, it did not stop there, as a second impeachment complaint was filed against Duterte, but just days back, for allegedly misusing government funds. What's more, the complaint filed by a left-wing political coalition even demanded that Duterte be removed from her post and permanently debarred from holding public office. Meanwhile, Marcos Jr. had earlier called the impeachment efforts counterproductive, as he said that they would only tie down Congress and not help people. The two leaders, Duterte and Ferdinand Marcos Jr., have been caught in this power struggle for a while now. Interestingly, just over 2 years ago, both President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte campaigned as a united front under the Marcos Duterte Uniteam Coalition in the 2022 election. The INC's influence stems largely from its rigid discipline and its practice of block voting. What happens there? Basically, members are instructed to vote as a unified block, according to the church leadership's endorsements. In fact, the practice of block voting, which had become a defining feature of the church, was rooted in its doctrine of unity. Insiders say this practice has made the church a sought-after ally for politicians at all levels of government. Therefore, election recommendations made by the church are taken extremely seriously. and are followed by at least 1 million eligible voters, as per experts. With the Philippines midterm elections coming up in May next year, the INC's block vote could prove to be critical. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and
Okay, so salamat sa fair, patas na pagre-report ng Wayon. Nabantayan nyo, both sides binabanggit, walang pinapanigan. Yan ang tunay na journalism. Okay, so ano nang update sa INC rally? Bakit hanggang ngayon hindi pa isinasagawa? May mga nagsasabi, lalo na vloggers, karamihan mga pro-BBM vloggers, sinasabi nila na hindi na matutuloy. Sa akin naman, hindi daw official pronouncement ng iglesia yung in-announce nung December 4. Hindi daw official na spokesperson yung kasama ni Congressman Dante Marcoleta na nag-host sa programang sa Ganang Mamamayan. I totally disagree. Silang tatlo, Congressman Marcoleta at yung dalawa niyang kasamaan, I'm sorry, kakalimot ko sa pangalan. Sila ang nagsasalita dahil TV station nila yun Net 25. Once na inilagay ka dyan ng pamunuan ng iglesia, ikaw na ang salita nila. Maalala ko nung kasagsagan ng pagtutol sa charter change. Yan din yung programa ng Saganang Mamamayan. Sila rin ang nag-announce ng position ng iglesia is ayaw nila, anti-charter change sila. So, to me, walang katotohanan yung sinasabi ng mga pro-BBM vloggers na hindi na matutuloy. Matutuloy pa rin. Kung kailan, maghintay lang po tayo. May napanood akong balita sa mainstream media, I think GMA News. Sinasabi na ang Metro Manila Development Authority, MMDA, nakikipag-coordinate na sa pamunuan ng iglesia para sa maayos na pagsasagawa ng rally. So, nasa planning stage pa sila ngayon. May napanood akong vlog ni Katunyeng, isang active member ng Iglesia ni Cristo, na ang ipinapaliwanag niya doon, yung INC rally is hindi BBM resign ang panawagan, kundi ang Iglesia ni Cristo rally ay pagsuporta sa opinyon ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. na huwag ituloy ang impeachment dahil nakakasagabal lang sa pag-unlad sa bansa. Which is positive lahat. I believe ang iglesia nasa gitna lang, wala siyang pinapanigang political group. Gusto lang ng iglesia na hindi madistract ang focus ng ating panggobyerno. So, pabor sila sa panawagan ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. na huwag ituloy